Mr. Wicks today and to have him working with us the next couple of days. So please welcome him and say hello.
Elegy for a Young American. This piece is about 50, 60 years old now, and it's still a good piece. Very good piece. Actually a very emotional piece. So let's see. Where are the first clarinets? Okay, seconds? Third? So you split the elbows in the center here. Oh, okay, I got you. I got it figured out. Let's see. Altos. All right, let's go. Dissonance at the beginning of the second measure, and then back away from it with a decrescendo. Okay? And now all of you need to think together, okay? If you want to think something, because it's slow. Start too soft. Now, stop being this one, okay? Yeah. As I want you to lean into it, and I'd like to have a little bigger crescendo from everybody. Okay, right at the start, a little bigger crescendo going into the second bar. Because you're going to the dissonance. Musically, the line is like this. Once again, come on, give. All right, now here comes the second problem. We're pretty good at crescendos, but we're not so good at diminuendos. So this is what you did. You decrescendo too fast. It's sort of like a swordfish is built after the, and then down, and then that's what we do. Okay, try to make the diminuendo just like the crescendo was. Okay. Give plenty of air. Don't be afraid of the air. And come on up, come on up. second measure of the grouping. There are two measure groupings, and you're diminuendoing on the note that is the most dissonant right away. You're making that note softer. Don't make the fifth beat softer. Make the fifth beat the strongest note. It's because it's the dissonance that you want to point out. The dissonance is the thing that makes the piece sell at the beginning. Because it's a conflict of sound. And believe me, it was a conflict at the moment that John F. Kennedy was assassinated in this whole country. Mesmerized on the television by this. The whole country stopped. Because of this tragedy, this great tragedy. So that conflict, it just wasn't right. Well, this harmony is like that. And that's what you have to have in your mind when you're playing this. Very soft. Okay? Just give of yourselves here now. And push. Keep coming up. Don't get soft until the note happens. All right, again. Keep coming up. Keep coming up all the way. And don't diminish too quickly, please. Don't diminish too quickly. And same with the saxophones. Come on, saxes. Come on. Okay, make your crescendos a little more gradual, please. Don't rush. Stay with it, stay with it. Slow music is the hardest music for wind players to play because you got to worry about the wind. Same with singers. But it's not that way for string players, it's not that way for percussionists, okay, or keyboard players. They don't have to worry about breathing. But we do, right? So the young person wants to rush through the slow music all the time because it's easier that way. And what you have to do is you have to train yourself not to rush. This is a very slow tempo here. It's slower than a second of time. It's slower than 60. It's in the 50s. It's in the low 50s. Okay, and you have to have enough air to make it across these phrases. Okay, you're stagger breathing because you're big band. You can stagger breathe, and that's good. Okay, breathe at different times in this section to make it continuous. That's very, very good, actually. But you can't just start piling on the people and start rushing and rushing and rushing. Don't rush. Hold back. Hold back. Try to remember to hold back. So let's start 3-4-2. Okay? We're gathering more people. Almost everyone in the group is playing now. Here we are. 3-4, number 2. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. students breathe early. They stop on 2 and they put a whole quarter rest there. Okay? Hold it longer, take a bigger breath, shade the release late. Let's start right on that, trombones. This is right at 3, isn't it? Okay? Get plenty of air, relax the sound, more air, and somewhere else. Like you breathe after beat 1, and you after 2, and so forth. Something like that. So that it sustains itself all the way through there. Okay, and don't rush it now. I know you want to play it faster. I know that. But I'm trying to hold you back here a little bit. Once again at 3, please, both. I like the way you release later that time. It's good. All right? And to get you to sustain the sound of this piece. Because little pockets of people are breathing on the same beat and it's putting holes in the music, which this piece just cannot have at this point. Okay? Gotta be like string players playing. Just like this. Doesn't stop anywhere. Okay? And that's my concept and my idea for the piece, that way. We could do some of that, and of course you can figure that out in your sectionals when you go home. But we only have a few minutes to go on this, and I don't want to delay too much on it. All right, let's go to 6. Let's go to 6. And when we get down here to the forte note at 6 tubas, can you back that off just a little bit and not play it double F? Yeah. Okay, just a little bit. So let's get into that just a little. Before the 3-4 bar, 2 bars, please. 2 bars before the 3-4. So you have a bunch of notes in the scale to be played, and see how that goes with the section, like if it was 5. Okay, so you might, if you have a section with the flutes, I would do that to see how we can fix everybody. Okay. All right. Let's see where we are here. At number 7. Number 7. Just a couple more minutes on this, please. 2, 3, 4. you did. Okay, I delayed it just a little bit more, even though at 9 it says to go just a little bit faster. Now, when you play loud, I think you should try to play with a sweeter sound. You play with a rough sound when you're loud. It's too harsh and bright. And you ought to try to make it more and not so much loud. Now that's just something to try and remember when you leave here, that I can share with you after so many darn years. Okay? Try to make things prettier in all dynamics. If the United States Marine Band were here playing this, and you could listen to them do it, and when they got to that loud spot right there, you would hear the fullness of the loud. You would hear the mass, but you would not hear the edge. Remember that little statement, okay? That's what the really great players do in the louds. You try to make it beautiful all the time, soft and loud. But you're just a little bit on the rough side, okay? And the roughness creates an edge in your playing, especially when it's loud or when you start going fast. So let's go right on at 10, please. 10. This is where it's now slow again, but it's strong. So make it pretty. 2, 3, 4. to have trouble tuning. The louder you play, the more you're going to have trouble tuning. In the mezzos, the safe dynamics, that's where you're probably best in tune, most comfortable. To try and do these things at this dynamic, piano going all the way down to pianissimo, there's going to be some people who are going to have trouble trying to tune that. Now that's right, horns. Now if you can do it stop, that's great, okay? You got to work that out so that when your hands are, see your hands are probably different. So when that goes in there and you try to stop it, if your hands are different sizes, there's a whole bunch of things that affect the tuning, a lot of stuff. But we need to work with that to try and get the two of you so you can really do that really pretty well. So one more time to 13 to the end, and then we'll go on to something else. All right, 13, and easy blend. Yeah, now look. You know what a clarinet reed looks like? Here's a clarinet reed. Here's the back end of it, the butt end, like this. Then it comes over here, the top of the cane, and then it does this. It slims down to practically nothing at the end of the reed, right? That's the way you should try to release notes in a slow piece of this character. D, not D. Okay? So there's a maturity or a more of an artistry to the way you finish the notes in slow music that are long notes. That's very important to know about as you progress in your learning there. Okay? Let's try that 13 again, please. That goes for everybody. Take the release into the quarter rest on beat 4. And taper. Here we are, 13. And 2. You don't have to hold the note so long. You don't have to have as much control of the wind because the notes go by so fast. So let's try a little bit of this. Now he did the opening.